Yes, well, this bill was years in the planning, and charities today were left frustrated that it didn't pass. The British Medical Association and the Royal College of Nursing in Wales said politicians were playing games with health. With the reaction, here's our health correspondent, Rob Osborne.
Indeed, I thought at the time they were a rather cheap date.
You may regret that in a few weeks.
It's said that a week is a long time in politics. Well, last night, 5 hours felt like an eternity in Cardiff Bay as a key piece of legislation crumbled and the politics of the Assembly were compared to the politics of a playground. Sometimes in politics you're up 1 minute and you're down the next, and last night the public health bill came crashing down after Leighton Andrews made those comments. But today was a new day and there was a new game in town, the blame game.
It was disrespectful, it was arrogant, it was demeaning to the very serious business that happens here in the Assembly of cooperation and discussions with political parties on a whole host of matters. It was ill thought out by the Minister.
As for the First Minister, he was visiting a pie and pasty factory earlier.
So we've got the chicken tikka slice, Premier sausage roll.
It's not clear whether this is the kind of food you get on a cheap date, but Karen Jones certainly left an appetite to bite at Plaid Cymru.
Tell you what, I'll grab a bit of corned beef pasty. Lovely.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
To actually vote down a bill that would protect children from intimate piercing, register tattooists, ensure that people had access to public toilets because of a joke. I mean, really, come on.
One of the main elements of the bill would have restricted the use of e-cigarettes in some public places, but there were plenty of other parts to it. Now the medical profession are left wondering whether any of it can be salvaged for the future.
Well, it's desperately disappointing to see so much hard work from the last 3 or 4 years fall at the last hurdle.
One man who would have been in a spin yesterday is Health Minister Mark Drakeford. This bill was his baby. So how does he feel about his colleague, Leighton Andrews?
I'm sorry that the remark was made because of what it led to, but I'm even more sorry that the overreaction to it, because it was just a throwaway remark. The Assembly had spent 5 years working on that piece of legislation, and it was lost in the most reckless fashion for no good reason at all.
This bill never had an easy birth. Aspects of it have been hugely controversial, and given the Assembly has now broken up, the only place this is suitable for is the bin.
Well, Rob's with me in the studio now. Rob, a major piece of legislation ended up there in your report in the bin. Is that it, or could we see this go to recycling, shall we say?
Well, let me say this, Carl. All week I've been expecting to sit here talking to you tonight about a ban on indoor use of e-cigarettes in some places. In the last 24 hours, I've learned a lesson that politics, even Welsh politics, can throw up some surprises. If you look at this bill, there are many contents in it which people supported around piercing and tattooing and public toilets. The problem is now the Assembly has broken up. We're having an election in May, so it's for the next Welsh Government to bring forward a new public health bill, and I think around those areas there can be support. But when it comes to that ban on the use of e-cigarettes in some enclosed public spaces, I have a feeling that's now dead.
OK, well, Rob, thanks for updating us on all the developments in this one. Thank you very much.